At the time of filming this right now in Raid Shadow Legends, we have a Fire Knight's Castle tournament in which you are restricted to 4 factions: the Sacred Order, Barbarians, High Elves, and Bannerlords. This was a big challenge for me to figure out on my account, which you will see is less than 80 days old, but we were able to figure it out with the team you see behind me. I actually did have another version of this with Esme instead of Armiger, and though Esme was free to play if you went for the fusion, I chose to put Armiger in instead because obviously he's even more accessible as an uncommon. So you can see here, I only have 2 6-star champs. We've got Alice and we've got Neldor. Then we have an Epic that's 5-star in Deacon. We've got Armiger at 5-star as an uncommon and Reliquary Tender at 5-star. I think this is super accessible, super free to play. You know, some of my gear is pretty good for my level, but overall it's not good in general. You know, my Alice is in a great build. Everyone else is pretty darn fine. I'm hoping this helps some of you guys learn about Fire Knight, but also succeed in this current tournament if you are going for the Titan event. So without further ado, let's click out of here. I'm going to try to make this as brief as possible. We'll go fast forwarding through the run. I'll speed that up when I edit the video. But you can see here, it is day 78 for me. If you don't know, I'm doing a balling on a budget series in which I spend $150 a month on this account. The first month I did 75, but now it's month 3. So we spent just less than $375 so far. So very much this is pay to win my account, but this is a free to play strategy. And certainly if your account is older than mine, I think you can pull this off pretty dang well. So let's head into battle, or actually first, let me show you the tournament if you are unfamiliar. We do have the Titan event right now live for UDEX R-Tour, and you can see it's this very restrictive Fire Knight's Castle tournament using champions only from the following factions. These are the Telerian factions: Bannerlords, High Elves, Sacred Order, Barbarians. There are some good Barbarian choices. If you have the right heroes, there's some great Bannerlords. I don't have any good Bannerlords, so I ended up going 2 High Elves and 3 Sacred Order. You can see you need 2,000 points in this, so I was like, I'd love to be farming 5- and 6-star gear, not settling for 4-star. I did manage a pretty fast run early on, only 1 minute 17 seconds for stage 16, but I'd rather go for the 5-minute run or so and make sure the worst we get is 5-star gear. So without further ado, I want to show you the champs, the skills and lack thereof, the masteries and lack thereof, and just talk you through it all. Then we'll hop on in. So let's go to champs. We can filter just by those factions. That should make our life pretty dang easy. It's just the High Elves and the Sacred Order. So here's my Alice. I'm very proud of my Alice build. She's obviously a bad affinity for this, but my Alice is just by far the strongest character on my account. I have her 5-star soul. This was all 100% free, right? If you were playing during the Alice event. Otherwise, bring your best DPS. I love Alice though because she's so good at both crowd controlling and clearing the waves with these 2 skills. And then I just turn everything off, but her A1 for the boss, which after the first go, as long as the boss has something on cooldown, all the subsequent goes, every other turn, she's going to hit 3 times with this. So it works out really, really well. My Alice is obviously in full masteries. I've got her in Giant Slayer, which helps a ton. Eventually, I'll get Alice out of Giant Slayer, but while she's still definitively the best champion on my account, I use her everywhere. So I use her in a lot of boss content, namely Clan Boss, Hydra. Actually, I use her everywhere. Clan Boss, Hydra, Chimera, all the dungeons. So I need her in Giant Slayer for now. On bosses, I always just turn everything off but the A1. For skill ups, I actually just put some skill ups into her today. Didn't get any cooldowns, but we got all the damage, and also didn't get any buff, debuff, increase chance on the A1. We don't need that for this fight, but you'll see the build is good. I'm in some kind of pay-to-win gear with the Instinct that's from the Forge Pass, and I do have a couple good pieces, but a good Savage set is fine, or just any good broken DPS set. You'll be fine. And frankly, if you have a good Force option or Spirit option, it'd be a much better affinity for stage 20. But I'll just click through the gear. This is the best gear on my account, so don't think all the gear is going to look like this. Like, obviously this piece is crazy, but she's in my very best gear. We have free gear removal right now, so I'm just, getting everyone as strong as they can be. This is the best piece on my account, if anyone's curious. All right, that's going to be my Alice. On to Neldor. I pulled him very recently. You guys should go check out that pulls video if you're interested. I was very excited. No skill ups, unfortunately, but we get away with it. It is fine. We got a decent build that I'll show you in a second, but here you'll see I actually, in anticipation of this, I went ahead and started farming out his masteries. Got 2 more to go, but the key thing was getting him down to Giant Slayer. It's such a no-brainer for his kit if you're going to use him for PvE content, which I think most people will. He's like especially goated not just for Fire Knight, but Fire Knight hard. So if you have that in mind, which we all should, that's the best of the OG dungeons to be farming. You're going to want him in this kind of Fire Knight-y build. He's got a triple hitter here, quadruple hitter here, and even a double hitter AoE with amazing decreased speed there. Just a great kit. And he's actually even better against the boss in hard because he can start landing his freezes and he can cycle this even better. It's really good. So he's just great. I love Neldor. So no skill ups. That kind of sucks, but solid masteries. This is the tree I suggest. When you get down here, you're going to want to go Master Hexer, and then you can decide if you want to go Methodical or Sniper. I probably will go Sniper and Methodical and forego the damage just to really get the high uptime on all his debuffs. Though they're already really high because everything's multi-hitting. That's going to be our Neldor. He's also an Instinct. Not my best Instinct, but it's still good gear, obviously. This is pretty, it's respectable. This is a great piece here. These are cool gloves. Don't love the bad crit rate roll. This is a great weapon. You get the picture. A lot of my stuff isn't plus 16 either because it's still a young account. Here's a cool feral ring that rolled really poorly. That is going to be my Neldor build. I'll pop up the total stats actually, and I should have done that for Alice. So I'll do that in a second if you want to see. There's a good thing. 200 accuracy on everyone will be sufficient for stage 20. My Alice, obviously, this is the build I use for everything, so this build's kind of overkill. She's very tanky, tons of attack, solid crit damage, not crazy, and obviously excellent accuracy. The 5-star soul helps, as does this banner. All right, let's continue. I've got Deacon, who is nearly fully skilled. I just need to get 1 more here, but I'm in no rush. Deacon is great. Really, you want these 2 maxed out. You want the cooldowns. Really excellent. I don't have him fully mastered. We're working our way down. If you could eventually get him down to War Master, if you're going to use him in PvE, that's obviously great. And if you could snag Master Hexer, that's obviously great. But all in all, it's pretty good. You can also snag Sniper for the increased chance to land the leeches. That's something I'm planning on doing. But yeah, Deacon's just awesome. Probably my single favorite champion in the entire game. Definitely my favorite epic. The gear's good, but not special. That's a nice trip speed roll. But again, this is some of my best. This is actually a really cool piece. Here you can see not plus 16, but we're doing our best. Just trying to get all our stat goals, right? We want them decently tanky, but this isn't that special. Speed on Deacon's great, and then we want the accuracy fairly high, but even 200 would have sufficed. Now to the 2 hardest to manage. Ooh, my Reliquary Tender's not even in accessories right now, so it's only going to get better for us. Awesome. Yeah, I took this off when I was trying to quickly farm her masteries. I wanted her to die faster. But yeah, we had these in plus 11. You can see she's in a bolster set, so another Forge Pass, but shield set would work well, or frankly, you don't need it at all. Just put her in Reflex or something like that, or put her in Relentless, or just put her in Broken set. Even you could put her in a Curing set. I don't know. Does Continuous Heal that she places, does that work with Curing for restoring the destroyed HP? I actually don't know. But I went Bolster just to help with the waves to make sure people don't die. We would still get through them, but it keeps it faster. So Shield set would have the same effect. Having the Rager Gen on her helps a little bit too, that extra 10%, though she's not the one at risk of dying. And yeah, here I'll click through the pieces quickly so you can see. Just going for some tanky stuff. There you have it. For masteries, it's very, very minor. I just want to get some extra HP on her. This helps the shield from the set, and this gives keeps her turn meter going from the continuous heals she's putting out, and also at the beginning, the shield she puts out. This, I just wanted to get more stats. This makes her tankier against the boss, and this is pretty nice. The shield she receives from herself, as well as the continuous heals. So really simple there. Obviously, she's max skilled. She's just a rare. Actually, I should say not on the A1, but we're getting decreased attack from Neldor, so it doesn't matter to us. Finally, we've got Armiger. He's really easy to skill up. Just use dupes of Armiger. You slowly pull over time. He's uncommon. And then we want him tanky enough not to die. We want him accurate enough to land his A1 decreased turn meter. And we want him crit capped. This is not a very good build at all, as you can see, but it gets the job done. Simple as that. So we're making sure he's crit capped first and foremost. Then we're making sure he's not that slow. Then we're making sure he's accurate. And then we want him not to die. And those are the goals. You can see completely broken here except for one accuracy set. He's at 24k HP, almost 1600 defense. It's really simple. 206 on the accuracy. He's crit capped, and then we went for crit damage. Crit damage is a luxury. It's awesome, but it's a luxury. And then really simple masters here. Life Drinker was huge. This allows him not to die, because when he gets the big enemy max HP hit, 5% of the damage is a lot, because he hits for like 120k, right? So, I mean, what are we talking there? That's like 6%, right? 6,000, excuse me, 5% of 120k, that's gonna be like 6,000 or so. So really good, right? 6,000 HP. He only has 24k HP or whatever I said. And then this is just to give him a little extra mastery, right? A little extra accuracy from the masteries is what I'm trying to say. That's the whole comp. Team setup's really, really, really simple. So we can get into the fight in just one moment. You'll see Deacon, it's just standard 1-2, 1-2. And then here I just want him to open with the A1 to get that double hitter right into the shield. And make sure everything's hitting at the right time. Alice, like I said, round 3, when she's at the boss, you want everything turned off except for her A1. This is a double hitter, but remember, the second the target has anything on cooldown, which is every single turn for the boss except for the very first, it's going to be a triple hitter. This you could keep on for the turn meter drop, but I don't think we need it. And then what do we got here? Yeah, I turned this off. We don't need the damage. So here we're just opening, we're prioritizing the AoEs for the waves. And that's pretty simple. For Neldor, we're prioritizing the AoE that also has the decreased speed for the waves. And then finally opening with this triple hitter, just to let it all go into sync. Armiger, no prio. And then we want to open with this because no reason to waste this, but it doesn't always line up that perfect anyway. And then doesn't matter. And then you want to open with the hit, so it goes right into the shield. Actually, one thing I want to say before we start the fight, if you want to go for something a little more reliable, so when I'm actually going to do this, not in the example here, you already saw this Armiger build, but I'm going to try to buff it up a little bit. I'll have Armiger and Relentless. If you can't do that, to be very safe for round 3, for the boss round when you're up against the Fire Knight, you can actually turn off Armiger's A2. You're obviously giving up a lot of damage, so the run will be slower, but I do think I want to highlight that here because it's going to give a ton of extra hits that actually decrease the turn meter from this A1, which is going to be the difference between many people succeeding here or failing. So yes, you have to sacrifice the speed of the run. If you have a set like Relentless or somehow Merciless or something, then yeah, it could be even better. And that is what I would suggest, because then you're going to proc it enough that you're going to get enough clutch turn meter drops that you should be 100% consistent. But just for the sake of total consistency and a nice clean run for you guys, we are going to go ahead and just turn off that excellent A2 that he has. So really just leaning into the A1, not the enemy max HP. So let's head into this battle now. I'll make myself smaller. I'll let you guys watch this. I'll speed it up a little bit. And then when we reach the boss, I will narrate the start of it so you can see everything that's happening. But until then, I'll let you guys enjoy the run and we'll speed this thing up. Alrighty, we're about to get to the boss now. You saw a weak hit there from Alice. There's a decent amount of variability in how fast these waves take, and it comes down to the fact that I'm using Alice as my main DPS for wave clearing, and she can weak hit a lot, being the wrong affinity. So we got there in about 2 minutes 35 or 38 seconds. That's probably on the slower end. I've seen this as fast as 1.5 minutes and as slow as like 2 minutes 45 seconds. So this would have definitely been on the slower end of things. But we made it there. That's what counts. If anyone dies, like at one point Neldor did die, Tender's there to pick people up. And yeah, you can see we're off to these shields. So if we're talking about who's got the multi-hit A1s, as long as there's something on cooldown, like you can see with this skill over here, so when the shield's up, usually that's going to be on cooldown, Alice will do a triple hitter instead of a double hitter with her A1. Her A2 and her A3 are off for the boss. Deacon's A1 is a double hitter. Neldor's A1 is a triple hitter. Everything else is single hit. But Neldor also brings a lot of extra hits from his A2 and his A3. His A3 is a double hitter, and his A2 is a quadruple hitter. So he's helping out in a big way. One thing I should have mentioned earlier, you'll see right above my head, we've got Brimstone placed. So that's coming from Alice. I mentioned she has a 5-star blessing, and that blessing brings Brimstone. which is excellent. And with the 5-star blessing, the uptime's really good. So that's a really reliable way to get consistent big damage, especially since we've got Armiger's enemy max HP off. It's a great addition there. You saw Neldor just got his quad hit. Maybe that was his triple hitter. One of his many hits. Neldor is great for this fight. And like I said, even better for hard Fire Knight. There, Neldor goes with the double hitter, each one with the chance to land decreased speed, and he landed it. So we're in pretty good control here. Obviously, the fight takes a little longer without that enemy max HP, but we keep that turn meter pretty low. You know, there's no cold heart here for us. There's no allure, none of these traditional options. So leaning into Armiger just with that A1 is a good thing to do. Deacon also has some nice turn meter manipulation, obviously. You could leave on Alice's A2, but then you risk just wasting that into the shield, which I don't think would be a good idea. And yeah, look, right when he thinks he's getting a turn, Armiger just drops another 30%. It's pretty solid. My Armiger is also quite slow. He's something like 180 or 190 speed. I mean, I showed you guys earlier. It's not that fast. The fastest he could be is 200, and I think he's 180 or 190. I think he's 180. But if you have better gear, get your Armiger to 230, 240 speed, and especially if you're bringing someone like Apothecary instead of Reliquary Tender. I just only pulled him recently, so I don't have him built. That could be really great, right? Extra turn meter boost and an increased speed. Your Armiger could just be spamming. I mean, you can see even as I have it here, we're in really nice control. So yeah, it's pretty well managed run. I guess we talk about other things that are going on. The A2 from Neldor, you might see right now we have decreased attack and decreased accuracy up. He lands that even without skill ups quite consistently, because each one, he's got 4 hits, and each pair of hits has a chance to land one of those debuffs. So I think the first 2 hits can land the decreased accuracy, the second 2 decrease attack, or vice versa. But you know, even without skill ups, he does a great job. And then Reliquary Tender's there as just our only support, right? She's bringing cleansing, and then she doesn't traditionally heal, but she has pretty consistent continuous heals. But you can see this guy barely took any turns. Armiger was in really good control. Just drops it down every time. Getting that decreased speed up from the double hitter A3 on Neldor makes it really reliable. So yeah, slower side. I think we'll see when this run ends. My fastest run's like 4 minutes 40 seconds. Yeah, 4 minutes 36. But that was with Armiger and his enemy max HP on. So turning it off, yes, you sacrifice some time. But if you're like me and you're just going to run this overnight, this is going to be 100% consistent. You'll get this every time, even with bad Alice RNG, even with some bad debuff proccing from Neldor, this will work. And I think that's what's most important. So there you have it, guys. I'm pretty proud of this run. As we talked about, there's just the 3 5-stars and then our 2 6-stars. Most of these guys are not fully or properly built. Most people are not in full sets. You can make it work. Just have those 1 or 2 champions you can lean on heavily. For me, obviously, I lean super hard on Alice. And then you can see Neldor, I mean, that's pretty solid work. He's a better affinity, but he's doing a good job. Lots of Giant Slayer coming through for us there. And there you have it. So I'm going to end this video so I can go to bed and farm this overnight. Because, boy, this is a lot of points, man. It's coming out to just over a point a run, a point per energy spent each run. So this is, I mean, I've got to go spend another 1,800 or 1,900 energy to finish this off. Maybe a little less than that. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know if this helped you. If you have any questions, you can let me know in the comment section below. I've been Fastidious. If you're new here, please make sure you are subscribed. If you're starting a raid or you want to start a new account, use my link. It's the best download link in the land. I am not lying. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you. Share with your mother, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.